Hello, my name's James Cadman and I run the plant category group in the supply chain school. And over the next couple of minutes I'll give you an overview of the work that we've been doing over the last few months and what we've got planned for the future. But first of all, I just want to focus on the key sustainability impacts that we've been looking at recently. And the main two are local air quality emissions that can lead to health problems and carbon emissions that can contribute to climate change. Clearly there's been a lot in the press over the last few months and years around air quality and the impacts on people's health, and this is up and down the country, but particularly so in our cities and conurbations where there's a greater density of vehicle movements and equipment that uses fuels that can lead to air quality emissions. And the construction sector has its role to play as well. We use a lot of plant and equipment and a lot of vehicle movements, so we are duty bound to play our part in reducing those emissions. So what have we been doing over the last few months? Last year we published a minimum standards paper that's available on the Supply Chain School website, and that talks to the emissions from plant and equipment and how we can reduce them. We engage with actors up and down the value chain, including manufacturers, plant hire companies and tier 1 contractors, as well as clients, as to what we can do now and what we can do in the future, particularly by looking at alternative energy sources, batteries, electrically operated, hybrid and so on. We've also provided learning materials that are available on the school platform, including an e-learning module and video and other resources that can upskill people about the sustainability impacts of plant and equipment, and importantly, what you can actually do about it. We've also had face-to-face events, this one in particular in London, where we had speakers from HS2, Skanska, Volvo, Flannery and WP Group, so across the value chain, all talking about the actions that they're taking to reduce air quality emissions and carbon emissions in the plant and equipment that they hire, lease, buy and use. In the future, in 2020, we're going to be developing more learning materials, particularly around the emissions compliance verification scheme that the CEA have developed. We are also developing a maturity roadmap that will allow suppliers and contractors to explicitly demonstrate their performance and progress in terms of the actions they're taking to reduce air quality emissions and climate change emissions. It also looks at other aspects too, like well-being for the operators and the training that they need. It's not just about the technology itself. And we're developing a commitment paper that we want partners to sign up to explicitly state, publicly state the actions that we're taking around the sustainability impacts of plant and equipment. So what's next? 2 calls to action. Get involved in the group. We've got a really solid, good working group with representation from clients, tier 1s, plant hire companies and other actors. But the more we have in the room, the more we can do and the more quickly we can move and the greater reach we have as well. And getting organisations to sign up to the commitment paper to publicly state we're taking action on the impacts of plant and equipment. If you're interested, do get in touch. My email address is on the screen and I'd love to hear from you. Many thanks.